Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Settle Down. What's going on? What's going on in your life? I think today is just going to be a little bit of a ramble episode. Um, and yeah, if you find it boring, that's okay because I probably will too. But we can just be bored together, I guess. I'm filming this a little bit earlier than I usually do. So the lighting's a little bit, I don't know. I don't know, and it just something feels a little off, but that's just how this week has been, and so I'm not surprised whatsoever. Um, as you can tell, I've had a little bit of a rough week, but I hope you guys had a great week. So let's just get right into it. Last weekend was Pride in Charlotte, the Pride event in Charlotte, and it was so much fun. I think that was like literally the highlight of this week, even though it was last weekend. It was really fun. My brother finally came to his first Pride event with us. Well, with us, it was mainly his friends, but I mean, I was just kind of the plus one to the whole group, and the whole group looked so good. Here's a picture. Everyone looked so good. We had so much fun. We gave Charlotte Pride a show, I will say. And I've been two other times. I will say Pride is just like good energy all around. There's just like funny people everywhere. Everyone wears such cute things. Everyone looks hot. And the temperature wise, it was really hot. But I don't know. The vibes were up. People were dancing. Everyone was just themselves and expressing themselves. And I don't know. I just love when you bring a bunch of hot people together and you have fun. Yeah, Pride was very fun. I think that was genuinely the highlight of the week. To be completely honest with you, other than that, this week I just kind of felt like a zombie all week. My mental has been all over the place. I don't want to sit here and well, all I do is really talk about myself on this channel, which whatever. Who cares? Who cares? But yeah, Pride was definitely followed by a very rough week for me. It just feels like every aspect of my life right now, there's something going wrong in it. Whether it be work, well, school's going pretty well. I think that's really it. But I just have a lot of years of that left. So it's like it's going to get bad and it's going to be good. Um, Other than that, it's just been such a rough week. I'm surprised I pulled myself out of this. I still kind of might be a little bit in it, in the funk that I am in. But I don't know. I just get in front of the camera and I'm like, okay, this is my time, my therapy session. This is my outlet. And it kind of lifts up my mood. So I'm happy to be sitting here talking with you about it all. So I'm just going to be rambling, basically, is all I'm trying to say. What I mean by me feeling that every aspect of my life, there's something going wrong with it, I don't mean like my life is like crumbling down. I'm trying to look at it as I feel like there's something bigger coming for me. Kind of like when you try out a new skincare product and your acne gets worse before it gets better. I'm just kind of holding on to that. I'm kind of holding on to there's something bigger coming for me. I'm going to be starting a new chapter in my life. There are going to be good opportunities coming my way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's just going to get worse before it gets better. And life isn't linear. You know what I mean? It's going to be much, much worse than this. Um, and I guess I could get specific with you guys, but to be completely honest, who really cares? You know, everyone has problems and everyone experiences their problems in a different way. And I think that I have such a deep conscience and I feel so deeply and I'm very good at analyzing. I wouldn't say I'm an overanalyzer, but I analyze things very deeply. Um, and it's not irrational thinking either. It's very realistic thinking. I don't know. I just have a very deep conscience and I'm feeling overwhelmed with it all, I guess, if you will. I think what really set off a rough week for me is starting the week this week. Um, I have really bad health anxiety. Starting this week physically seeing someone getting sick at my work. And then for the rest of the week, I'm like, okay, it's going to hit me. It's going to hit me. When am I going to get it? When am I going to get it? I spiral. I have health anxiety so bad. And then that's all I think about all day, every day. And then it's like a placebo effect. And my brain makes me think that like I'm already sick. So then it messes with my whole like I can't eat. It's just a whole thing. And it might call it dramatic, but my brain just is wired that way. It's some kind of OCD situation. And so that kind of just like put me in an irritated mood. And then there were other factors in my life that were just setting it off even worse. And I definitely didn't deal with certain things in a good way because of the preset irritation that I had from the health anxiety. So it's like things snowballed. And I hope that at least one of you guys, whoever's watching, can relate to that. One thing sets you off and then it just sets up, you know, a bad week. I don't know. Whatever. It sounds so silly, but that's just how my brain works. And I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it like this if it wasn't true. And if I could shut it off, I would. And you know what I used to do to shut things off? I would just drink it away. And then I would feel happy go lucky. And I wouldn't feel a thing because I would be drunk. As in general in life right now, I have been trying to fill up my days in the sense of I don't want to feel like all I do is work, which I've been doing really well at balancing everything in my life. You know, I've been maintaining a 4.0 GPA in college. I've been maintaining being on a volleyball league, my social life, reconnecting with old friends, and work all on top. Like, you know what I mean? Posting a YouTube video once a week and dipping into my hobbies here and there. I still have a stripper pole in my room. I'm looking at it right now. And so I hit the pole whenever, working on my strength when it comes to that. I am balancing everything very well. So I'm trying to fill up my days, and that's what keeps me sober. Because after a week, this week, there were a few urges that I had that I was just like, oh my God, I want to drink. And I am 2.5 years sober, and I shouldn't be thinking that, but I do. And honestly, if you are in recovery, you will get those urges here and there, especially when life gets hard and overwhelming and you don't want to think about it. You want to run to your crutch. You know, I never was one that liked smoking weed or doing other drugs like that. It was just alcohol for me. But you know, sometimes I get a little jealous when I see someone using a substance as a crutch and they just feel so much better and their mood is so lifted. And I'm just sitting here still in this deep, conscious, irritated mood. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let me just continue to deal with my emotions raw and sober while I watch you take the edge off using your crutch. What? So and then it's like, then this person's mood is like way up here and I'm still down here. And it's like, why aren't you up here with me? Because I'm trying to actually deal with my emotions. And so it just takes me off even more. But you know what? That's besides the point. I'm not saying people can't drink, smoke, do whatever around me. I don't care. But it's like, don't judge me for how I am acting in the moment because I have to be sober to deal with this rough week that I've had. So anyways, I'm kind of all over the place, but like I said in the beginning, I gave you a forewarning. It is a ramble episode. Okay. With all of that being said, also journaling, of course I journal. I love to journal, but I haven't had those days where I journal for like, 30 minutes at a time. It really would just be like a paragraph here and there just because like sometimes I just feel numb. You know what I mean? And when I'm all worked up like this and I'm like, oh, I can't drink and whatever, like I want to drink to just calm my emotions and to deal with this, aka you're running from yourself. If you use any kind of substance to take the edge off every single day, you're running from yourself and whatever. You know what? I'm not even going into that. I'm really not, because that is a very passionate conversation and I'm just here to chill. Anywho, I will journal here and there, and it does kind of take my thoughts. I have a whole episode about how great journaling is. But here lately, I have just I can't even get my thoughts out. Here lately, I have just decided to step away and cry. And that's fine. And that's fine, but I have nothing else. Like, I can't get it out any other way. Like, yes, I'm using this as a creative outlet. I'm really getting all my thoughts out. This feels nice too, and I journal, but I just have to cry here and there. And people don't know either. Okay? I'm not one to just cry in front of people like that because growing up, I've just dealt with my emotions alone. I have been, you know, go to your room, shut your door. When I've been very upset, I never really got taught, I had to teach myself how to really move throughout those emotions that I'm feeling. And especially sober, I deal with my emotions alone. And you know what? No emotion, like everybody has rough days, everybody has rough weeks. And for me, I don't like to show. I know everyone has a rough time. I'm not one to like put my stuff onto other people, so I deal with it alone because I don't want to feel like a burden. I don't want to be like I don't want to make your hard week worse by telling you how much of a hard week I've had. And maybe that's a considerate thing to do, or maybe I'm just surrounding myself with people that truly just I don't feel like care about my emotions and how I'm feeling. So it really could go either way, but I'm very comfortable in dealing with my emotions alone. So I just continue to do that. And so far, 25 years into life, it's been okay for me. But nonetheless, I'm very proud of myself for not giving in to these drinking urges because being sober, it can be very hard. Okay. But I did not give in, and I should be very proud of myself for that because I'm dealing with my emotions very rawly and whatever. So I'm very proud of myself. When it comes to rough weeks like this, I am trying not to let them build up. I'm trying to truly let these feelings pass, like feel them all the way and then let them pass and not dwell on the rough week. Today is Sunday. Next week is a new week. Every day this week, I was like, tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. The new day came. And it was harder than the last day. So, like, and also, I did an entire episode, or probably multiple. I've talked about how to be present and how I am still trying to learn how to be present in the moment. And no matter how irritated I am in the moment, I'm still trying to live through that. I don't know. There's so many times where I just want to crawl into a ball and disappear and not talk to anybody, not take care of any responsibilities, and just disappear. I just want to disappear. I want to disappear. Okay. And that's the addict. You know what I mean? Like, that is just like the addict in me, you know, gripping the bars of its enclosure. And it's like, give me a damn drink. I want a drink right now. Like, just give me a drink and then you'll disappear. Just give me your drink, you'll disappear. Like, you want one. And I'm like, no, like, shut up. Like, shut up, actually. How about just shut up? And so I get like really mad and angry and I cry and then I'm like, okay, well, good thing I didn't, things would be a million times worse if I let that monster out of its enclosure. So I don't even know where I'm going with this episode, truly. At this point, if you're still watching, I'm so sorry. This is all over the place, but like I said, rambling. You're not going to learn overnight how to stay in the present, and there are going to be some times where you're just like, you do really good one week of staying in the present and you're like, oh my God, like I'm not living in the future or the past. And then there is the next week where you're living in the past and the next week where you're living in the future. It doesn't matter as long as you are like, trying to live in the present, which every single day I try. Every day I try, you know, to not let this cloud of irritation rain on me. Okay. I'm trying to let the wind blow it naturally. I don't know. Apparently my analogies suck, so we're just going to keep going. You have to think of it like in 1 year these feelings won't matter. In 10 years you're going to realize, why did I waste so much mental energy on these feelings? So we're trying to speed up that process. We're trying to get to that 10-year mindset of, okay, dude, you know 90% of the things you worry about don't even happen, so get out of your head and live in the present. And this is just me like yelling at myself, basically. Like, chill out, girl. Yes, life gets hard, and these things that are in your brain and clouding up your brain, you are experiencing this how you experience it, but you just don't dwell on it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even know what I mean. Overall, what am I going to do about this? And that is something you should ask yourself. If you had a really rough week, well, instead of being a bitch to everybody and irritated all the time, what are you going to do about it? And I think that is a very important question to ask yourself when you've had a bad day or a bad week. What are you going to do about it? Obviously, prioritize rest, but also you can switch your mindset a little bit. So, right now, what I choose to do about this is to protect my peace, because obviously my peace is already being disrupted by these dark clouds in my brain. So, even more so, what do you need to give yourself right now? What do you need to give yourself right now? And for me, I need to protect my peace. And if that means I have to pull away from certain situations or pull away from certain people, then so be it. Because if I let these dark clouds overtake my brain, then I will spiral into a very dark place where I was 3 years ago. And if that happens, an absolute monster is going to come out. And we don't want that to happen, right? So that's why it's so important to ask yourself, what do you need right now? What can I give myself? Because at the end of the day, only you take yourself to the grave with you, so you've got to take care of yourself first, okay? In order to be a better sister, mother, cousin, stepmom, girlfriend, boy, whatever you are, you got to take care of yourself in order to be a better person for other people. So if you have to pull away from certain crowds, people, situations, if you got to cut people, whatever, do whatever you have to do, but listen to yourself and ask yourself what you need in this moment. Right now, I have to protect my peace. More than anything right now, I need peace. Okay. So there you go. Also, what I want to give myself is things to look forward to. So if anyone is relating to having a rough week and you're feeling like every aspect of your life is just going wrong, get in that mindset of something bigger is coming for you, and you wouldn't appreciate the bigger wins if you didn't have these low weeks. Okay. And yeah, if anyone is relating to this, give yourself stuff to look forward to, big or small. A small package in the mail, plan stuff, reconnect with people, meet new people, you know, dive into a new hobby or something, and just will get hooked on a new hobby. I don't know, get excited. Like you can't stop thinking about it. Oh, I can't wait to do this when I get off work. Give yourself something to look forward to. And in my opinion, that keeps life pretty exciting. If you always have something to look forward to, that is keeping life exciting. And that is what I'm really trying to give myself right now. So right now I'm like in plan mode. I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do next weekend? And I can't wait to do that. I think that was all that I wanted to talk about in today's episode. I feel better. You know what? I feel better. Next week is a new week. There is something bigger and better coming for me in my life, and all of this will pay off. All of my strength, all of my emotional intelligence, it will pay off. And it's going to be a better week, and you'll find out next Sunday if it was or not, because I will be right back here in this spot next week letting you know that. But I do feel better now that I've just gotten all of that out of there. It was definitely a ramble episode, so hopefully everyone enjoyed that. And I always forget to say that if you are watching this and you are not subscribed, highly suggest you subscribe, because one day I want to turn the channel into something big and beautiful. I do have plans in the future, in the next couple of years, for this channel, which, I mean, I don't know why I would tell you that now, but if you are watching this, please subscribe, show some support and some love, and I don't know, fill your days with things and people that make you happy. And just remember that, work shouldn't be the only thing that you do in your life. Do other things that make you happy. Manage your time. Okay, anyways, that's all I had to say this week. So thanks for listening and sitting down and settling down with me. I'll see you next week.